What innocent question has someone asked you that secretly crushed you a little inside? How many kids do you have? Quote, I lost my oldest son a few years ago. Whenever people ask how many children I have trouble answering. Usually I just say I have one, because I don't want to confuse people. I always feel bad saying one because it makes it seem like my first was never here. And he was. Edit. Thanks for all of the kind thoughts, everyone. We should all hug our loved ones more. And an extra special thank you to the kind stranger who gilded me. Lost my half-brother 10 years ago to brain cancer. My mom wears it on her sleeve and just tells people 2 kids and an angel to this day. I don't believe there's any right way to do it, and just because you say one doesn't mean you don't acknowledge your son's existence, in my opinion. Not everyone likes to openly talk about it, and number 2 situations are alike. It's just not an easy question to answer with the circumstance. Hugs for you. That's a beautiful way to phrase it. Thank you for sharing that with us. First day on the job? Quote, nope. I have been at it a decade and still suck. I am just too stubborn to give up. I'd get this. Or, I don't recognize you. You must be new here. Nope. Worked here 3 years. Just very forgettable. Apparently. My older sister was one of the cool kids at school. I didn't talk much. One of her friends was talking to me during class. She asked, how come, sister, is so amazing, but you're just, she didn't finish because I guess she realized she worded it badly. The friend is a nice person and I know she didn't say it to be malicious. But still, y'all, this hits close to home for me. Supposedly my little sister is a knockout, and very sociable while I'm average looking on a good day, and shy. The years when we were both in high school sucked. I found out quickly that she had more friends in my senior class than I did. And she was a sophomore at a different school. Edit. To clarify, I knew my sister was attractive. I say supposedly because I was reminded of it often. I'm glad to hear I'm not alone in this though. I would also like to say these weren't just dudes trying to get with her. Some were, yeah, but her popularity covered more than that. E2. I usually hate these type of edits, but I would like to point out that my highest voted comment is about my more popular sister. What a fucking shock. As amazing is the end of that sentence. What are some of your hobbies, interests? Quote, I've never realized I don't do anything faster than this question. Every time I was asked this in a job interview, I think I just spit out something about spending time with my husband. I still got the job, but man, did that make me feel lame. My mom died a couple weeks before I got engaged. Went dress shopping with my bridesmaids a couple months later. I found the dress I liked and the sales girl goes, did you want to buy it now? Or did you want to bring your mom in to see it first? Everyone just froze as I muttered, I'll buy it now, thanks. Went through something similar but with my dad. It seemed every vendor was asking about a father-daughter dance. Is my dad walking me down the aisle? No. Why not? It got so awkward and made me dread a lot of the wedding planning process. Ugh, I'm so sorry. I had a wedding planner and I think she must have fended off the bulk of that kind of thing. If it were now, you know, almost 10 years after the fact, not a huge deal. But when you're still wrapping your brain around that loss, it is awful. Is it a boy or a girl? Quote, it was pies. The worst thing is that this was at a festival in Spain and my fiancé and I were chatting to 2 nice locals in the crowd who spoke no English. My Spanish wasn't good enough for, oh, this is awkward. I'm not pregnant. I'm just a bit fat at the moment and this is apparently an unflattering dress. Message received, so I put my hand on my tummy and tried to look proud while saying, no, say it, just to finish the conversation. I proceeded to get extraordinarily drunk in front of them, so I like to think they went home properly horrified. Edit. Well, thanks for the gold, kind Redditors. I'll try not to eat it. Narrator. It was pies. My grandma had quite bad Alzheimer's by the time she died, and didn't recognize me or any of my cousins anymore. when we got the chance to go and see her. This was like a once every few years occurrence since we lived in different continents. She told my brother he was a lovely, handsome young man and asked to hold his hand. Then she looked at me with genuine concern and said, "Is your face okay?" Quote, "It was super well-meaning and it didn't bother me at the time. But I was a bit crushed later that the last thing I remembered her saying to me before she died was a comment on my acne. But hey, I guess there's something to be said for the fact that she still cared about my well-being, even though I was essentially a stranger to her at this point." Similarly, my best friend's grandmother had Alzheimer's and was 90 plus. She looked at my best friend and told her she was absolutely beautiful. Then looked across the room at me and was like, "Who's that man sitting over there?" Quote, "I'm a girl." My best friend made a joke out of it and I laughed, but it secretly crushed me inside because I've always been the less attractive between me and my friend. And as much as I know comparing myself to her is no good, I still do sometimes. My best friend doesn't know how much that sucked for me. She just thinks it's a funny memory of her grandmother and I don't want to ruin that for her. Edit. Y'all on Reddit sometimes. Thanks for all your comments. I know Alzheimer's can seriously mess with people's minds and I just appreciate you guys and your kind words. I've had a pretty shitty few days and I literally feel so much better reading all your comments. Less than 3. Not to minimize anyone's lot in life, but at 92 looking across a room, your vision probably isn't the sharpest. I wouldn't let it get to you. What high school do you go to? A few people from my high school asked me this at a party once. Kinda crushed me because it reminded me how insignificant I was. Edit. I was not invited to the party. My popular friend tagged me along. Had spoken to these people before because we had classes together or was hanging out with said popular friend. Something similar happened to me. I went to school as a very small town. The graduating class was around 200 and most everyone grew up together. My husband ended up teaching at that school and the teacher next door to him graduated with me. She had no clue who I was. It's actually happened with numerous people. In Nigeria for the first time. Native asked, "Why are you so fat?" I died completely. Edit. Holy smokes. That jumped up fast and I am first gen Nigerian, born an American. Went home to bury my father. I'm 6'2" and was 260 at the time. I used to get this all the time when I worked in Honduras. I wasn't even huge by any means. They're just so blunt. One time the little grandma across the street asked me and I just said, "I don't know." And she said, "It must be all those beers you drink." And I'm like, right. So now she's calling me fat and trying to call out excessive drinking. And then she says, "And all of those baleadas you eat." And I said, "You cook me all those baleadas constantly, Manito, what do you want from me? You get upset and insulted if I don't eat them all and now you dare to shame me. How dare you? Asterisk, how dare? Asterisk, just kidding," I said. Haha. Yeah. Anyway, do you have any more baleadas? Because she was well-meaning and loved feeding us teachers. She fed you teachers. It's a very well-known tradition there. It's thought that by doing so you gain their knowledge. I used to tutor math for grade school kids. There were a lot of questions like these. My favorites. Mister, did those shoes used to be cool? Quote, first grader. Hey, do you think we have the same handwriting? Quote, kindergartner. What's your real job? Quote, fourth grader. Haha, I've been asked about my real job, too. I'm a contract woodwind teacher, so I go into school 1 day a week to tutor their students. Then teach privately outside of that. One of the kids at school asked me what I did as a job. This. Oh, quote, after some careful thinking, we all just figured you did this for fun. I'm lucky it's fun, aren't I? Quote, but why do they pay you if you do it for fun? Quote, for his own sake. I hope that kid has a wonderful, fun career and never finds out exactly how fun trying to convince 6-year-olds to practice their scales is. Honestly, that's a really endearing exchange. When I taught inner city high school students, one of the assignments I had them complete was career research. It was an informative assignment for many, as some still had unrealistic expectations about what it takes to enter certain fields, pay, and day-to-day nature of the work. One student was researching web development and said to me, "The Bureau of Labor Statistics says web developers only earn $67K a year. That doesn't seem like a lot of money. What do you earn, Ms. Bobcat Love?" Quote, "If it's any consolation, that kid is likely in for a pretty harsh reality paycheck. Really though, $67K a year is pretty good money. I wish I were making that much right now." If this kid considers $67K a year to be a shit salary, he's not gonna have a lot of fun on the job market. TBH. When my crush came up and asked me if my best friend was seeing anyone because she liked Hi Monsieur. A while back I had a huge crush on this girl. We were best friends and were spending a lot of time together. One night when I was particularly drunk, I told her I hope she finds a great guy who makes her as happy as she makes me. So she proceeded to show me pictures of this guy she had reconnected with from high school that she was infatuated with. She made sure to point out his six-pack abs in one of his shirtless pictures and told me about the wild sexcapades she was planning on having with Hi Monsieur. I told her how excited I was for her, but I think part of me died that night. Plot twist: the other guy didn't work out, and we've been dating for a little over 3 years. We're planning on getting married next year. Too bad, she settled, skeptical smiley face. Dude, been down that road in 8th grade. Used to do the whole, "I like someone in your group of friends" thing. I said, "I like someone in your group of friends too." I was an idiot and confessed I liked her first. To which she responded, "Oh, I like Brian. Stupid sexy Brian." When my 3-year-old daughter asked me if I liked spending time at work more than spending time with her, I tried to explain it to her that I have to go to work and about money, etc. I don't know if she understands fully, but I cried inside a little. To think my daughter thinks I don't want to spend time with her and that's why I leave for work every day. It's heartbreaking. Not a question, but a family member at a gathering wouldn't stop talking about how good I looked and how much weight I'd lost. I definitely had not lost any weight since I last saw the Monsieur. It made me wonder what their mental image of me they remembered was. Every single holiday, and I've actually gained weight most of the time, or am at the exact same weight. I do think I may still be getting taller, but I'm not really sure anymore. At 24, I can wish. I hear you. My grandma, and often my mom, remark about how I'm losing weight. Every time I see the Monsieur, I've been this weight for years now. No change up or down. Are you still sick? You look sick. After feigning illness for a few extra days off work. Yeah, I'm not feeling the best. I don't know if I'm gonna stay all day. Are you in your 40s? I'm 30. When I met my wife, she was kind of put off by me trying to talk to her. Then after a little while she said that I was probably too old for her. She was 28 at the time. I was 26. Yeah, I know a couple like that. She 26, he's 22. She looks 14, he looks 30. Many dirty looks in public. That's me and my boyfriend. Even with makeup I look, at best, 15 to 18. I'm 26. My boyfriend is a foot taller, and has a beard shot through with white due to mild vitiligo, mostly on his face and scalp. He's pale as hell, so it's really only noticeable in his red blonde hair. He looks about 35. He's actually 27. We took his daughter to the doctors a while back and he asked if he could fill out a form so that I could take her from there on out so that he didn't have to miss work. They informed him that I wouldn't be able to bring in my little sister until I was 18. We all stared at her for a good 30 seconds in silence until I blurted out, "I'm 26 and this is my boyfriend. We've gotten many dirty looks, especially when buying condoms. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day.